I start with a correction. My name is Thomas Simon. My dad will be upset otherwise. It's a special day for me, and more importantly for my mother. Because I've traveled all over the world, and I have a passport almost like an accordion. But I've never seen anywhere a function taking place like this in honor of mothers. While the salute to mothers goes on, from the bottom of my heart and from my family, I would like to salute Mr. Murli, who's made this possible. I can't hold a candle to many of the celebrities out here, but I would like to tell about my mother and how she was an influence in my life. I was born to a middle-class family. My father was a government servant and an honest one who taught me the value systems. In 1965, in the 60s, it was very difficult to get 1,000 rupees salary. And my father was one of those lucky persons who got it. But despite that, my mother, who was given the salary, my father entirely used to give the salary. There was no bank transactions those days. She used to take the previous day's Hindus and pack it for the milkwoman, for this school fee, etc., etc. And then she used to keep a small amount, and then she used to run the family. I learned the importance of being thrifty and the first job of budgeting from her. She used to give a princely sum of 100 rupees per month as school fees. I was a good student up till 9th standard. Then I sort of deviated a bit and then thought that soccer is better than statistics and cricket is better than chemistry. And then my mother kept the faith, and she had tremendous faith, and she had belief in the Almighty that this guy would come back to a normal course. Several of my relatives, including my uncle, said, why should we spend 100 rupees those days on school fee, which is almost 1/10 of my father's salary? But my father and mother said, the only investment that we can make for our children is education, the rest will follow. She kept the faith, and at one point in time, since I was playing very well and has played in almost all the stadiums in the country, she thought this guy, if he doesn't study well, at least he'll become a PT master somewhere. But then at the back of her mind, she told me, I know you'll do well, keep believing in the Almighty, have faith, and we will all support you. I went on to 12th standard, decided to hang up my cricket boots and my soccer boots and cricket bat, went on to Loyola College, finished my graduation as the topper in the state. My mother has no affiliation to any political party. But if I were to conclude about her behavior and from her conversation, I would think she has a bit of a socialist bent of mind. She's very concerned about the downtrodden, the poor and the needy, and the marginalized. So I decided to move from pure science to humanities, and then went on to do my master's in labor laws and human resource development. And then when I joined my first job in Metal Box, my other colleague from Metal Box, who's now currently with me, Mr. Ganesan, is here. The first salary that I got in 84, which was a good amount those days, 3,200 rupees, my mother said, give the entire thing to the church and charity. So I said, what about my pocket money? I need to buy a Walkman, etc. He said, give this. The rest of the things will follow. Today I'm happy that I'm blessed several thousand times over that amount. And I'm not trying to tell something that you invest and you'll get returns. This is not a fixed deposit. This is what my mother said. Do what is required for the needy and the poor. I subsequently moved out and then joined the Tatas, who sent me to study under late Dr. C.K. Prahalad, and then went on to study in Harvard under Nitin Nohria, who's the current dean at Harvard. My school teachers at 9th standard, they see me today, whom I met after 30 years, were not too sure and they're trying to pinch themselves. This guy went and landed in Harvard. I wanted to become a doctor like you, but certain circumstances didn't prevent. My father was in the intensive care unit that time in GH after a heart attack, and I felt that money was more important to treat him rather than me becoming a doctor. But today, I feel more responsible because I'm responsible for 270,000 associates in my organization whose future I have an opportunity to shape. And then the extended community, which is the academic community, several hundred universities and the decision making, and the final thing to form an e-governance academy for the country. With all respect to Damu sir here, I feel like any other child, my mother's cooking is the best. Whether I'm in Cleveland or Cincinnati, Basel or Borneo, it's a great satisfaction to come to Chennai and get your stamping at the airport, the Chennai stamp. But more happiness follows when I drive to my house in Gopalapuram, because my mother will be waiting at 2 o'clock at night, waiting for me to come and give me my favorite stuff that I would like to eat, which is better than the best airline food or the best hotel that I get anywhere. One day, casually I asked her, what is the purpose in life? What is the purpose of existence? She picked up a leaf from the Gandhian thought. Your purpose in life is to wipe every tear from every eye whenever possible with the authority that is vested in you in this world. When I led the tsunami committee in Nagapattinam, I knew what fractured families meant and what it means to wipe away a tear of a fractured family where there is no hope, but you are the only hope. And it's not the money, but it's the sustenance for that family to continue. So then I said, what else? She said, the purpose of existence in this world is to have one night of good sleep. And if you want to have that one night of good sleep, you need to have a clear conscience. When your head hits the pillow, if you want to have a good sleep, you need to have a clear conscience. And if you need a clear conscience, there are 3 questions that you need to answer in your life every night. Have you lived? Have you loved? Have you laughed? If the answer to all these 3 things are yes, then you have lived your life. You have lived your day. For tomorrow's another day. I would like to thank my father who's not here, and I'm sure he'd be cheering from heaven. I would like to thank my wife, who is the mother of my daughter, and my sister, who have been an extended family, my nieces and my daughter is here. And I would like to thank the other extension of my family, which is my close friends in TCS who are here, Ganesh and Kailash and Sudeep and Mr. Pattabhiram, and a whole lot of them have come here. It is that ecosystem which makes us survive, and the beacon in the ecosystem is the mother. I would like to thank all the dignitaries out here, and I would like to thank my mother because she taught me to live, she taught me to love, she taught me to laugh. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.